Um, I'll start up with that. Well, we're gonna start off with the rogue story. There's both the hero story and the rogue story in both of these. I'll have plenty of time to describe it during the races themselves.
That takes care of that trap.
Yep.
The cutscenes in this one actually much more remind me of Sonic Adventure 2, not because of the sound balancing, but because of the framing.
I got it.
What he was holding right
Look,
there,
a shooting star.
it's called the Arc of the Cosmos.
Hey, what you doing there, Wave?
Making a wish. They say if you make a wish before it disappears, it'll come true.
How old are you? Grow up. Right, boss? Uh-oh.
All right, Star. Give me the power to beat it.
Whoa!
No! The trap!
Fucking moon.
What?
Is this too loud? No. It's actually perfect.
Looks like my wish came true already.
So, much like the name implies, the gimmick of this sequel is gravity control. Anti-gravity. But yeah, so previous
No way I'm
game
gonna lose.
was the majority of it was just an establishing rivalry between the Babylon Rogues and Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Yeah, I know. And Eggman threw a Grand Prix to focus on this new technology that he was introduced to, with that these three were specialists of. I should probably explain what I'm even doing. So, the way you do drifting in this is through gravity control. In the original, it was a function of the brake mechanic to go across corners easily. And there's no standard boost in this. Instead, you have gravity flight thing that you use that bar in the corner for. So Eggman did the World Grand Prix with the Chaos Emeralds being the entry fee, for a reason that the Babylon Roads had access to a key of Babylon, that he came to them proposing to team up because he knew that the key needed the Chaos Emeralds. And he tries to convince the Babylon Rogues that it's just like the treasure is just a gem of some sort. And they see through that pretty easily. What Eggman thinks the treasure is a means for world domination. Meanwhile, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, they run into Amy, who is also getting in on this World Grand Prix, because why wouldn't she? It's exciting. And they establish rivalries. Oh god, this is the worst power-up, because it's not a power-up. And I can't even control myself now. Wave is a great mechanic, so she comes and makes fun of Tails' work on his extreme gear customization, even though she's actually pretty impressed with it. But she has to distract them so that she can sabotage the board. For sure, there's a... Jet is convinced that Sonic is nothing when taking to the air instead of being on ground, which he is known to be like the fastest person in the world for. And Storm is just a big meathead, so he bumps up against Knuckles, and Knuckles is like, hey, stop that, and he's like, I'm gonna beat you up. Let's figure out what these Ark of the Cosmos are, though.
I figured it out, Jet.
Yeah? What you got?
As I suspected, the Ark of the Cosmos is an engine unit for the Babylon Garden, invented by our ancestors.
An engine part?
Not just any part. I'll need to analyze it further, but I think this stone's magnetic field is able to transmute a planet's mass energy and create a singularity to...
Can the boring speech. What can this thing do for me?
To put it simply, the stone can temporarily charge up gravity, then convert it to power Babylon Garden's warp drive.
Sounds promising. So that power was gravity, huh?
One more thing. The Babylonian scrolls say there are 5 arcs of the cosmos. One serves as the master unit, while the other 4 attract each other and serve under it.
Okay, so if they attract each other, you should be able to make some kind of arc-finding radar. Get on it!
Understood.
But boss!
Keep it down! And what do you want?
Take a look at this!
Still be in the city area. Once again, that was the scene from Megalo City Museum this morning, when a Mediotech security robot stole a meteorite on display. The robot is at large and is suspected to still be in the city area.
That's an Ark of the Cosmos! Storm, set a course for Megalo Station at full throttle!
Roger that, boss.
Ha! These things really do attract one another!
I actually meant to go and do this hero side story first that takes place during the meteor shower last night, and then into this morning where we just saw news about, but I'll just race through this for now, since I'm sort of on a train of thought. So, the key of the cosmos that... key of the cosmos, no. The key of Babylon that, Jet had his hands on in the previous game. What he... After they basically figured out, yeah, Eggman is scamming us, and then for the finals race, they cheated and set off a bomb on the bottom of Sonic's extreme gear. And get the anti-gravity path. So Jet won, and he brought the key up to the Chaos Emeralds, which, combined with that, it activated the, it activated Babylon Garden, which rose up from the depths of the earth, from where it was previously cast aside. And this is where the Babylonian treasure was held. And Eggman, of course, tries to go ahead and steal it for himself. There's a... Ooh, I'm running. There are special paths you can take when you're running like this. It's an attack mode, basically, if you run into anything. Amy's key thing here is that she grabs onto Eggman's Eggmobile to try and stop him, and ends up becoming a liability. I might not even win this right now. I'm not focusing. But when Sonic gets to Eggman, that doesn't stop him from using the extreme gear to blow Eggman away, and Amy along with him, figuring she'll be fine with it. Spoilers, she's not. But on the Rogue side, Sonic gives back the key, so they're able to access the inner area of Babylon Garden where the treasure is held, which leads to this, strange room that seems to go on forever. Oh, that's why I'm losing. I'm not doing this. And there they find a guardian genie guarding the treasure that you have to defeat in sort of like a battle, like a boss battle. There's one similar in this game too. After they do that... No, what am I doing? I don't actually need to win this. Let's go to the next story. After they do that, Eggman sneaks up behind them, with guns, to be like, haha, give me the treasure. And it turns out to be a rug. A carpet. They give it to Eggman, and he spends, like, a good, like, half a minute gushing over the quality of this carpet and how valuable it probably was, before going, I just wasted all of this time for this junk. This won't help me take over the world. But the Key of Babylon turned out to be an activation device for this carpet to make it float, because it's made from the same material as these boards that they use, the EX gear.
Robots made by the leading security company Mediotech are no longer responding to commands and are running amok all over the world. The International Security Organization, GUN, has begun to investigate the event. Mediotech has not yet issued a formal
Is this the
statement.
meteor that fell last night?
I didn't catch that the first time.
The sound of the impact woke me from my sleep, and I found it outside. We'll be at Megalo Station shortly.
I've just been kind of hanging out in this, like, the city area for a while now here. Also, I never caught the mention of Gun before, because they don't show up in this, and we sort of established them as irrelevant.
What should we do, Sonic?
That elevator!
What's up with them?
Are they the ones from the news?
Watch out!
Go!
Yeah, these are the security robots that Eggman has been making. Since interacting with an Ark of the Cosmos,
What's going on?
they've been going
Is this
nuts.
the stone's power?
Yeah. I think I have one more thing to say. I mean, I was probably just gonna start with how do these boards even work. Put it simply, it floats because it floats, and that's good enough for Knuckles. There's actually a scene in the first game where Tails begins to explain the physics behind it, and basically he gets as far as mentioning the Kuda-Joukowsky lift theorem, which is a pretty basic aerodynamics theorem that is used in explaining lift on an airplane's wing and stuff like that. Before Knuckles is just like, alright, I've had enough, it just floats. Because they like to make fun of Knuckles' intelligence. But don't worry, this game actually subverts that a bit, and just kind of frames it as, that's not Knuckles' expertise, that's Tails'. Did I miss anything talking about riders that is really necessary, is my question right now. I can probably talk about gameplay differences at this point. So, like, clearly we didn't have this anti-gravity stuff in that one. And also the controls were significantly more complicated. In some ways good. In other ways, like, I don't need that to have to worry about for my racing game. They were definitely simplified in this, because this is a Wii game and it was meant to play with the motion controls. There's a GameCube control option, and like it turns out, like what I said before about not being able to get into this game very much is because I didn't try it with like a GameCube controller at all. I couldn't get behind the motion control functionality because I'm just bad at racing games that way. I guess I'm bad at racing games in general though, because like, for as much as I remember of what I played of riders, like I would play around with the roller skates type air gear that is default for Shadow. To have to have done that at all, I would have had to have access to the complete story data, but I don't remember doing that. I don't know how I pulled that off if I can't do it now. I literally can't beat Sand Ruins, which is the 5th stage. Metal City, Splash Canyon, Egg Factory, Green Cave, Sand Ruins, and then Babylon Garden are the main stages. And I'm surprised I can even beat Green Cave. I had to really struggle for that.
They don't give a guy a break, huh?
We can't just stand around here.
Right. Whoa!
Guess who?
Amy? What are you doing here?
Fated lovers are always drawn together, silly.
Amy?
Okay, you got me. I was running away from those robots. I was so scared.
Hey!
What's that? The cause of all my troubles.
I picked it up and those stupid robots came after me.
So that's it. Those things
Hi
must be
there.
after this stone.
I guess that settles it then. The key to solving this mystery is Meteotech.
Hey, Sonic, we got company.
Okay, here we go!
I do like that both of these games, while like the advertising focus is Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles versus Jet, Wave, and Storm, Amy is well, not really integral, but like she's there for the story. And you even in this one play as her for a stage, but not in Hero's story. Weirdly enough, it's in the Rogue story. Okay. So if you try to cross the start line too quickly, the closer you are to when that line gets there, the better your gauge fill is, but you will get electrocuted. That was nearly perfect. So the races in this one they're not like GP races like the first game. It is, you are squaring off against these robots in the race because you are trying to evade them. But in the first game, it was all about the GP, and you were either facing off against one of the Babylon Rogues in it and a bunch of E-10,000s, or you were facing off against all of the relevant characters in the story. The tricks had different ranking based on the tricks you did in the first one, as well as like different jump heights that you could manage. And this is just a matter of getting it closest to the end as you could for a good rank. And you'd actually lose speed if you didn't do it well enough in the first one. You just have to not do it at all to lose speed in this one. Also, you may notice I have power-ups in the corner that I'm activating. In the first one, it was just a matter of, after you got that many rings, you unlocked a new level of a boost. I hit the wrong button. The problem with that is, if you forced out at all, like, fell in a pitfall, which was actually extremely easy to do in many stages. It's not very easy to do in this, but it is kind of fair when you do, if you do. No, you just lose all your rings in that, and thus all of your power-ups. With this, you are actually locking in the power-ups that you get, so you won't lose them if you lose all your rings. I think it actually consumes rings, too. Yeah, it consumes the rings, instead of just being a stacked ability situation. Oops. Damn it. Also, you see a wind current right there. They're very rare in this, but it is a very common thing for the character in front of you, for their drafting wind current to create a half-pipe like that, and it'll speed you up to them for sure. I think in this it just gives you an ability to gain some air with a trick. Oh, this is fun. There's some really brutal power-ups in this, which I guess is where the difficulty comes from. And there are 3 different types. They gotta go with speed, power, and flying for sure. And in this, it actually transforms the gear you're on. Unlike in the other one, you can just do most of the abilities from the start on that. Except you get a special one once you get enough rings. Flying ones can take paths that go through the air. Speed can go on grind rails. And for power, there's often shortcuts you can bust through.
Haha, did you
The biggest difference between these two games, I would say, is the level design. We already did that.
Ha! Too slow! Lost it!
That thing had the arc that Amy took.
Fated lovers are always drawn together.
Oh.
Okay, you got me. I was running away from those robots. I was so scared.
Hey!
What's that? The cause of all my troubles. I picked it up and those stupid robots came after me.
So that's it. Those things
Ah.
must be after this stone.
Ah.
I guess that settles
Ah.
it. The key to solving this mystery is Mediotech.
You two!
I heard them too. Let's circle on ahead of them and gather information.
Ha! Just wait, Sonic the Hedgehog. You won't be calling yourself the world's fastest for long!
There's a running thing where Jet has somewhat of anger issues. There's a very cartoonish scene in the first game where he kicks a desk across the room. Normally I wouldn't find that thing funny, but the setup for it was very funny in this. Nailed it. The weird thing about the
You think you can win with
courses
that
for the
sword?
rogues is that they normally don't make sense. It's like an alternate weather or a time of day version from what the Pure story does. Why would the Botanic Kingdom suddenly be snowy? And it was not nighttime when Storm went to the city. In fact, it's the same day. Okay, come on. Go forward. I have a big preference for the level design in this over the level design in the first one, because I feel like the first one's level design is too unforgiving. It is extremely easy to course out on most of the courses, and that always leads to, I don't know, it just leads to not being able to keep up with the competition so often. It became a huge issue for me. Like, this one does have course out opportunities. I've shown you. I'm good at that. But in this one, it feels way more like it's a skill issue and not a tech issue, or whatever it's called. Jesus. Okay. So. How long do I have to be paralyzed? But clearly there's aspects of this game that aren't easy. But, like, the amount of skill that is demanded from you to be able to actually beat the story mode is something I can handle. And that's not the truth for the first game at all. Like, if I do a free race in this, I'll still probably get, like, 4th place half of the time. And you saw I did not win my first attempt with Storm on that stage. But, like, enough attempts, I beat this game. Thanks. Well, that was fun. I'm probably not gonna beat this one either. I don't even know where this area is. Oh. Yeah, I usually end up over here. Okay, cool. I didn't need to come in first. So, Eggman has had this security company going on for a while now. But we need to get to the source of this issue by going there. It's really, really ambiguous how much time happens between these games.
Looks like we'll need to watch our step.
Dang!
Look out! What? That's...
It's been a while, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Jet?
Long time no see, Shorty. Wait!
We're here to settle the score from last time. Anytime, Babylon Rose.
Cut it out, Storm. All right, Kirby. Hand over the Ark of the Cosmos.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. Not after swiping the Ark of the Cosmos right out of our hands.
Hey, hold up a minute. Girls hate guys who rush them, Jet.
Rush?
I love that game.
Ha! I'm the fastest thing in the universe, and today I'm gonna prove it. Ha!
Sonic, we can't stay here.
Looks like we'll have to do the reunion later. See ya, Jet.
Hey, wait!
Yeah. It seems like I was thinking about it, given the events of other games.
Don't get in my way!
It really does seem like the first Riders can't really happen until after Rivals 2. Actually, it could happen between Rivals 1 and 2. Like, what Eggman's up to that he's not trying to dominate the world at that very moment when Eggman Nega's causing issues? Who knows? But it seems like after those events with Eggman Nega, he's like, I'm gonna take a different approach to this. I made some good money that last time I did, guard robots and... Okay, come on. In battle. Why not set up a company for it? And for my reputation, I'll put on a GP and advertise my robots, right? And however long that took has led us to this with these weird robots. There's like a very like Star Wars feel to these things. Like, you know the droids I'm thinking of with the rolly abilities and the guns. Gun arms. If you know Star Wars, you probably know. Who am I racing against? There's Wave. Ooh, nailed it. Perfect. Really? Wow. Wow. Okay, I don't even want to continue this goddamn race if that's gonna happen. Oh boy. You just saw how Riders is going, and this is on the game that's better and more forgiving. I was just gonna go forward ahead. We're gonna see what, we've
You can
recapped.
use that power too?
Pretty handy, really.
Engage EM algorithm. Maximum value. Access mother computer. Mother computer access denied.
Why? What's this racket, and now of all times? Huh?
What went flying just now?
Do I look like a ball to you?
Eggman, what are you doing here?
What do you mean? I own this company! Ha 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 ha!
What? So you're the ringleader behind this one too, Eggman?
Ringleader? What the devil are you babbling about?
Come on, cut the act. I'm talking about the global robot rampage.
You must be joking. That's been quite a headache for me as well.
Like we'll believe anything you say.
Calm down! We go way back, don't we? I'll let you in on something. Not even I know why they've gone amok, but they appear to be following a leader.
A leader? Well, I guess for now we'll buy that Eggman isn't involved.
So maybe that has nothing to do with the robots that attacked us.
Where did you get that?
So you were holding out on us, Eggman?
Spill everything you know, now!
Very well, I'll tell you. All robot activity within my facility is normally controlled by the mother computer. As the core of the Meteotech network, it was supposed to be the perfect computer.
That's
but
the
as of a
room
few days ago, I've been unable to control it remotely.
we saw in that opening night
The
cutscene.
power unit within the mother computer is a stone identical to the one you're holding. According to my analysis, that stone can convert huge amounts of mass energy into other forms of energy and exudes a unique magnetic field.
Huh?
Shut up and listen. In any case, it appears that somehow the robot's leader also contains a stone with similar powers to the one in the mother computer.
What?
If my deductions are correct, the robot's leader is using the world's robots in an attempt to collect these strange stones from around the globe.
But why do they need the stones?
That even I don't know.
They're drawn to one another.
What?
These aren't just some rocks. They're spoken of in Babylon clan legend as... Ah! That's right! Girl, give me back the Ark of the Cosmos!
Amy's gone.
Storm's not here either.
Sounds like we've got a fix on the robot leader's location. Satellite monitor on!
Okay. So yeah, we have anti-gravity powers in this game, powered by these bracelets, the Arcs of the Cosmos, which are engine units for ancient Babylon garden stuff. It was all introduced in the previous game. The roads and such. I felt like I had a more coherent way to recap just there. Oh, I could have gone up there because I'm running. Forward, Tails. I think this is another one I don't actually have to come in first. I just have to do a certain amount of time. But yeah, we saw the mother computer for Mediatek in that opening cutscene for the hero's side, where suddenly the robots there started activating on their own. Just go. I missed. And these Arcs of the Cosmos, that are giving these powers of anti-gravity to the characters, we know so far that Jet and the other rogues found one at Gigan Rock, and several shooting stars happened afterwards, and we saw one of them condense into an Arc of the Cosmos. That's the one that Sonic got. Amy picked up one that another robot had. The leader has one. And Eggman found one for himself as well, which he has been using in his mother computer to basically control his robots and power them. Because they have they're basically black hole engine parts, which is wild. But not as... They try to, like, utilize that in the same way that Tails starts to talk about, like, the basic aerodynamics lift theorem in the first game. Except, like, they actually... I feel like they work this into some solid sci-fi pseudoscience. It's all a matter of, like, how much energy do these things give off at that point. Let's catch up with Amy and Storm. We're gonna have to see this part of this cutscene again. Just to recap with that, Eggman started Mediatek as a security robot company, inspired by the security guard robots he utilized in battle, and he made a profit off of that. After all this stuff with Eggman Nega, why not make it legitimate for a bit, while we try to figure out another way to dominate the world?
Cut it out, Storm. All right, Kirby. Hand over the Ark of the Cosmos.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. Not after swiping the Ark of the Cosmos right out of our hands.
Jet is the definition of an angry bird.
Girls hate guys who rush them, Jet.
Rush? Ha!
Sonic! We can't stay here!
Looks like we'll have to do the reunion later. See ya, Jet. Hey, wait!
Whoops. Can't let you pass until you hand over that stone, little lady.
Hey, out of the way, buddy! I'll lose sight of Sonic!
Bonk.
Wait!
So weirdly enough, even though this is the rogues side of the story, you don't play as Storm for this to try and catch Amy. You play as Amy to get away from Storm.
Not gonna hold back!
Which is nice. Amy does do a hit, constantly. Yeah, I think I clarified enough to be up to speed. Babylon Garden is a floating island that was reawakened last game. It'll come back in this one as being important, since the Arcs of the Cosmos are related to it. Speaking of floating islands, or at some point was floating islands, there's a very key thing in Sonic Rivals 1 that I didn't remember and did not mention at all, and it is where that takes place. So this is like completely off track, but like, what else do I have to talk about at the moment? It takes place on Onyx Island, and it is very much related to the Master Emerald card. Because the way that Eggman Nega got a card of the Master Emerald is he took a picture of the Master Emerald from his time in the future. And apparently the Master Emerald is such a special space-time entity that removed it from all time frames. And so it disappeared for Knuckles as well. And using the power of that, card, he brought in the future version of Angel Island back in time with him. And that's what Onyx Island is. So the game actually does take place on Angel Island, which is way more specific than I made it sound. I made it sound like it was an indistinct island like in Rivals 2. I simply forgot. Probably, like, a very crucial thing. Because that gives us some insight about the Master Emerald in general. But also this isn't a floating island in that. Again, like, I've been trying to figure out this weird scenario for Angel Island. Because nobody's acting like the Master Emerald being missing is a problem anymore for that. Oh, there's a vertical, anti-gravity path here. I didn't notice that before. But I'm in a solid enough for it. Can I get on it? Yes. That is a very finicky rail. Sometimes it just doesn't let you on. Oh, wow. Some bad timing on my part.
Hold up!
Rest in peace, Storm.
Where the heck am I? Thanks to you, I got separated from Sonic, you big jerk! Ha! So you're going to find the way out. Am I clear?
Crystal clear, ma'am, sir.
I'll let this cutscene play out before I respond to that.
What's that noise?
It's the same! This is just like the stone we found at the Gigan Rocks!
Giga what?
And now this makes 2 of them! I gotta get back and tell Chet!
Hey, wait!
Storm, how much are you counting? Like, you have 2 of them on your person right now, yes. Jet has 1. What? Do you not put together that the Ark of the Cosmos that you just got from Amy is the same thing? I don't know. Storm... Like, I'm always here to defend Knuckles' intelligence. Storm does too. He defends Knuckles' intelligence just by being here. So yeah, Frontiers trailer just happened. We're just seeing... Honestly, it's showing a lot of what I expected to see after the basically tech demo from before. Like, it shows how much more stuff is in it. Really curious to see what the level design is like for the what do they call them? The little warp areas. I'm curious to, like, know if it's actually sending you to those places, or if it's just, like, an aesthetic type illusion, hologram, however you wanna put it, you could say. I've been already saying that the floating girl, Sage, she has a very near style to it for this game. I don't know. I'm a little more optimistic than I was before because I've been sort of, from a narrative perspective, since I started doing this series, been thinking about it too much in a way that's like, I don't know if they're gonna, like, care to maintain the narrative flow that previous games accidentally did. But I also don't know what, like, Takashi Iizuka's involvement in it is, and I've actually really probably thank him for how much neat stuff was added into Rivals narratively. As I just said, like, Onyx Island being Angel Island, and all of the stuff I said I liked that Rivals 2 throws back to. Because for as much as I can craft a cool bit of narrative after Mania, I just don't really trust that team after what they did with Origins. Which, of course, narrative is not the most pressing concern to most Sonic fans. But, you know, for as bad as Force's writing is, can't wait to spend, like, probably 2 streams complaining about that. The gameplay didn't hold up because of how much of the team was different after that came out. I just want like a really enjoyable mainline console Sonic game again, and it looks like it has the makings for it. And fun enough, if I have, like, I just said it might take me 2 games to play through Forces. If it only takes me 2 streams to play through Unleashed as well, and I do play Team Sonic Racing, as I intend to, but I also don't own it, so who knows if I will. My first stream after all of these games would be the day after Frontiers comes out. I didn't want to continue to this yet. Did I? Actually, yes, I did.
He's late! What's taking Storm so long anyway?
Sorry, boss.
No, I didn't. I'm actually gonna go ahead and skip these cutscenes for a moment and back out, because for the narrative flow, I want to go back to the heroes for a level. Let's get that. Taking rocks are next.
Amy!
It took you long enough. What happened here? Don't ask me. First it comes flying at me full tilt, and then it just blows up.
It blew up?
Wait, does that mean...
What is it, Tails?
Sorry, I need to think it through a little more first.
Hey, where's that meathead Storm?
He grabbed something out of this robot and hightailed it out of here.
So does this mean the rampaging robots will all cool it?
I don't think it's that simple. If Eggman started all this by putting that stone in his mother computer, I don't think it'll stop until we remove it.
So where is that?
Wait, I remember Storm saying something weird about the thing he took from that robot matching something they found someplace else. Well, oh, where was it he said? Giga, something like that. Wait, Gigan!
The Gigan rocks.
Right, what you said.
You know it, Knuckles?
It's a pretty famous ruin among us treasure hunters. A legend about shooting stars tells of some star shard sealed there that can grant your wishes.
Shooting stars! Sonic, let's head to the Gigan Rocks right away! We might find a clue about these stones.
Leave the directions to me. But they say the star shard is in a sacred chalice deep in the ruins, and getting there ain't easy. Nobody's made it back alive yet. We'll be risking our necks.
Yeah! Don't worry, that's nothing new.
Well, the Gigan Rocks is where I started the narrative for this playthrough, with the rogues side. Also, the robot's not quite gone. How ominous. And it has legends of shooting stars. We've got the Ark of the Cosmos was there. And we had shooting stars happen right afterwards, and then this mess started. Also, apparently, judging by the aesthetic, this is pretty close to Chunnan, which is an area we'll visit in Unleashed. Which, I don't know. They did not put thought about that in reference to Unleashed, or most things. They like to throw around things like how much the entire world or the globe is being affected in these games without actually having any repercussions to like the maps they give. Give me a thing. Also, like, it's only like a partial aesthetic is Chinese here, as Chunnan is based off of China, parts of China. Like, there's a little bit of, like, Indian and Egyptian in this place. Honestly, there's a little bit of Egyptian in most places in this series. Japan seems to like Egypt quite a bit. But yeah, that last cutscene starts to bring quite a few things together. It also does a lot of like subtle callbacks to some writers' cutscenes in a way that like subverts stuff, namely giving Knuckles a time to shine with his knowledge of stuff instead of just being the butt of the dumb joke. When Tails is like, sorry, I need to think about it a little more, to me that feels like it's a call to how in one cutscene in Riders, like a full day after he sees the mark of the Babylon robes on Storm's board during their encounter that night, he's just like, that mark, and starts lore dumping about how the Babylon robes are an ancient group of thieves that got passed down to the depths of the earth by God for their crimes. Like, it feels almost unwarranted that he just starts talking about it, but in this it's like, before I start talking about stuff, I need to think this through. Also, when Amy is struggling with Gigan rocks, that's mostly just it not translating well from Japanese. It's the Gigante rocks in Japanese, and that's an English word. Trying to remember that when you speak Japanese might be a little difficult. Gigan's kinda easy, though. Oh, bird? Oh, that didn't put that together. I feel like we've seen quite a bit of, like, Egyptian-based iconography in this before. I didn't notice that these are specifically birds in those, like, giant tomb-type things. Which makes sense, this is related to the Babylon robes. They seem to all be birds. The Guardian Genie at the end of the previous game was bird-shaped. He kind of looked like a giant purple storm. Okay, now we'll go back to that robes cutscene I started.
He's late! What's taking Storm so long anyway?
Sorry, boss.
You're late!
But I brought back something good.
Oh, I messed it. I dropped my controller. God. Yeah, I don't think I want to just leave that for me summing it up again. I'll just talk over that part, because I have stuff I can start talking about. You're seeing the start of this stage so much, huh? I do find it funny how much, like, the first game was centered around the World XGP, based on the Extreme Gear and racing. And then this game does not take place anywhere regarding some kind of race like that, and they have to work in the gameplay of a race to it. They sort of make it sound like,
But I brought back something good.
there's gonna be one soon.
Huh. Not bad, Storm. Not bad.
Jet,
What is it?
I found a passage in that ancient text that has me wondering. I'll try to paraphrase it simply enough for you to follow.
Let's hear it.
We've reached our decision. We must sever the engine unit from this vessel. For if we delay, the contraction of the engine's core will lead the lightless black to consume everything.
Sneaky man.
Lightless black? What the heck does that mean?
Who can say? What are your thoughts?
How should I
Wave.
know?
Wave, you should know by now.
Anyway, we can leave the thinking for later. For now, we need to collect these arcs of the... Huh? Huh. Why the dirty! Sneak onto my ship, will he? Full speed ahead! Follow him!
I think that model for the Eggmobile is straight out of Sonic Adventure DX, come to think of it. Eggman isn't, for sure, but... We'll skip this cutscene, though, because we will see it again after we catch up with Sonic and gang. So just know that they've all reconvened to this place. Wave should really know what the Lightless Black is, because she already talked about how
No way I'm
These-
gonna lose!
anti-gravity bracelets create small singularities to activate. Like, what else would the Lightless Black be other than a black hole? Like a genuine one. Oh boy. What's something else I was gonna say? Oh yeah. Pointing out that the, Eggmobile looks like it's from Sonic Adventure like that actually reminds me an important tidbit. The way that Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles make their way to the Babylon Garden in the first one is using the Tornado 2. So that one's still active as an airplane. But yeah, the way that it makes it sound like there's gonna be another World Grand Prix soon in this, I don't know if that's supposed to be like when you play normal races afterwards and you can play as any character you want. But there is one more Riders game after this. Sonic 3 Riders. Exclusive for the Xbox 360 Kinect. So you can imagine that that's an experience. I've seen someone speedrun the game, so like it's playable for sure. There isn't much of a story to that one. It is just there is a following World Grand Prix, except it kind of, instead of just being like they do it in this one, Eggman disguises himself as King Doc for it. and promises a fabulous cash reward. The story's kind of nothing, but it does incorporate more than just, like, the Team Heroes Sonic team and the Babylon Rogues. It focuses on Team Rose. Amy recruits... We can expect, for sure, Cream. But weirdly enough, Vector.
I'm the best!
And then Team Dark is... It's literally Shadow and Rouge just roll up trying to enter as a duo instead of a trio. And... No, not next. Absolutely not next. I'm going to literally restart the game. So not next. Just don't even look. Don't even look. Stop. Like, the way that these games are set up is so that you play through all of Heroes, you, like,
Sega.
get your Sonic team not really knowing what's going on, figuring out as they go along thing, and you get, like, a non-ending. And you play through Team Rogues, you get all the backstory, and do the actual final thing. I can't just, like, let it skip ahead to that. Not before we finish. We have to do... I think it's only one more stage in Heroes, yeah. The one we just did, but a different version of the course. Full of some juicy ancient backstory.
Was there an earthquake in here?
This is where they were before, the rogues were, where they found the first Ark of the Cosmos.
It's gone!
What's wrong, Knuckles?
The legends say the Star Shard is supposed to be in this chalice. Did it roll off somewhere in the quake?
Hey, Tails. What's up with this painting?
Painting? You mean mural? I think they tried to translate mural and did it wrong. I don't think there's any paint here anymore.
Divine wings. Divine wings? Yes, the legendary bird that the gods rode through the heavens. Knuckles, see if you can read this inscription.
The divine wings, straddler of stars, lose their plumes to the dark and fall to the ground. The plumes become as stars returning to this land. We, the children of Babylon...
Babylon?
What connection do they have with these stones?
We still don't know that. But could the stones those robots are after be the plumes written about here? The divine wings, straddler of stars. Could they be power units used to operate some starship?
So this divine wings thing is...
Right. Babylon Guardian.
They're chasing Eggman through the night.
Eggman!
Knuckles, what does the rest of the inscription say?
Huh? Oh, right. We, the children of Babylon, seal one star here and another within the Great Scar, formed in heaven's fall, until the time of the divine wings rising.
The Great Scar?
Wait, there's more. The Great Scar, lying in the east among earth stained red by the dawn's light.
Eggman and Jet were headed east. The Great Scar must be the crater formed when the meteorite struck ground. That must be where Eggman found the plume.
Which means the mother computer...
Is probably waiting there too.
All right! Time to go catch up!
Now we'll watch this cutscene.
Huh? enough. Where's Eggman?
They call it the Crimson Tower. It's Meteotech's signal tower. Commands sent out here relay through facilities across the world to control the robots. In other words, you're looking at Meteotech's brain.
That big Eggman nabbed the arcs of the cosmos we've gotten and ran in there.
What's he after this time?
He's probably planning to use the stone's power to issue an order to all the world's robots from this tower. Sooner or later, he was planning to set the robots rampaging. That was probably his reason for forming Meteotech in the first place.
The Eggman Land project again, huh? He never gives up, does he? Well, looks like we gotta storm the place.
Hold up, huh? You think I was just sitting around here twiddling my thumbs? Sonic the Hedgehog?
I follow you. Sorry to keep you waiting.
First one to nab Eggman gets all of the arcs of the cosmos. And the title of fastest creature in the universe.
Huh. Sounds like fun to me.
Let's get started.
Yeah, we gotta storm it. Or we gotta jet it, and we gotta wave it. Gotta Sonic it, Tails it, and Knuckles it. Naming themes. Uh-oh. One of the things that, like, these two games really start to do is establish some weird little character traits.
Bring it on!
Like, Tails is for sure big science, and then suddenly he's, like, really into mythology, it seems. But then Knuckles, like, clearly has taken on, since leaving Angel Island, a bigger interest in, like, more niche modern history stuff. Especially treasure-related. Okay, pay attention to the background at this corner. Yeah, that was 2 moons. And they were both whole. That is so frustrating to me. Like, I literally started saying, what if there's actually 2 moons, because we saw one get blasted, and then every moon since, in like all of the spooky areas, have been whole. And, like, I don't even get that choice. Wouldn't a partially blasted moon be scarier? Like, the one time that it wasn't a full moon, like there was one in, whatever the one in Sonic Heroes was, Kang Castle, there's one in Sky Park, and Haunted Mansion in the Rivals games. Clearly there are 3 moons, right? There the full moon behind Shadow in Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, I'll ignore the dramatic ones in this, because, like, this is not about being threatening or spooky. The one time where one of the moons was not depicted as a full moon was in Cryptic Castle in Shadow the Hedgehog. It's one of them we did not play. And it was a crescent moon, which was equally menacing. So I guess that could have been blasted, but no other moon in these games. Since literally Sonic Adventure 2 is the only time they have ever depicted the moon being blasted, and that's when it happened. They keep showing moons that are full. And I don't know why they slept on that. There wasn't even a change of staff between most of these games. Like, Yuji Naka still made half of these that we've looked at. That was probably his decision in the first place. I messed up that one. Okay, I have a lead. That's a solid explanation. Oh, jeez. I did not do that well. That, like, literally the blast causes a rotation so that the weight of the moon that thus becomes landlocked, or geosynchronous. Synchronous? Is that what it is? Yeah, I mean, like, unless it gave the moon a rotation, and so it's not just like the geosynchronous orbit faces it now, but it's tidally locked. That's the one. I'm gonna lose now. But so much it actually has a rotation now, and we just happen to be seeing it full. It also still leaves, like, it leaves room for the 3-moon theory, for sure. It also still, unfortunately, really leaves room for my saddest one, that is, after Sonic 4 Episode 2, the energy that Eggman and Metal steal from Little Planet to get back leaves it a dried husk, so it looks like a moon coming back, and Adventure 2 happens 22 months after Sonic CD. And Little Planet's on its way back to say hi, and Eggman's like, bye.
So this is the master unit.
System error detected. All commands cancelled.
But remember, anything is possible with the Chaos
Plans are in
Emeralds.
ruins after all these years.
Deal with it, Eggman.
Not really.
You're
They're not the
through.
Dragon
Oh.
Balls.
A trap! What have you done, Eggman?
Babylon Garden.
The resonance from all 5 power units must have called it down.
Then the legends were right.
Here.
Hey, we haven't settled anything yet. Turning tail and running away, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Running away? Who do you think I am? I'll be waiting. See you at the World Grand Prix.
Okay, and that's the end of the hero story. I'm gonna pick up on that cutscene I started before. I just wish there was like some sort of in-universe explanation, if not consistency, for the moon, because I think it bothers me because one of my justifications in the first place for why Advance takes place before the Adventures was because you go to the moon and it's full.
Here.
Hey, we haven't settled anything yet.
Heal the Moon Project.
Jet,
Oh,
we have
no.
other things to take care of.
What if
Let's
that's the
hurry
plot
to
of Sonic
Babylon
Shuffle,
Garden.
and I just never looked it up? It's to fix the moon.
I suppose we should head home too.
Hey, Sonic, why do you think the ancient Babylonians sealed away that power unit in the Geegan Rocks?
Beats me.
Something's not right. The lightless black that assaulted the divine wings. And how that robot chasing Amy just exploded. Oh, we can't let those meteorites get near Babylon Garden!
Ah.
How is that thing still flying?
Eggman!
I don't know.
What?
All I can say is that something nearby is generating a massive electromagnetic pulse. That may have forcibly engaged the program in the robot's buffer.
Sonic, the Babylonians weren't able to control the power of those meteorites.
What do you mean?
I figured out how they can change gravitational polarity. It's a black hole. The meteorites amplify gravity to form black holes. That's the lightless black that attacked the divine wings.
The power units are resonating together, forming a giant black hole.
As opposed to a small black hole? No. This is nowhere near the size of a black hole, and that's why it's not an issue yet. This isn't even a fully formed black hole that we're going to deal with at any point. This is still a reasonable amount of damage for something that is trying to become a black hole, though. A large hedgehog collide.
The world is doomed.
That's what Sonic Adventure 2 was. Large hedgehog collider.
Until we stop this storm.
The core unit in the engine room powers Babylon Garden. We can disconnect it. That should do the trick.
I'll go on ahead.
So Babylon Garden has been basically destroyed to reveal just like the engine unit, which is sort of depicted as being the thing that comes to the planet. The divine wings descending to the world. It's a fancy way of saying that they came from space. And that the engine units were part of a thing. This boss battle is similar to the one I mentioned with the genie, except it's like very much something else. Everybody better not be getting ahead of me. I swear. The difficulty of this is if you are not the one hitting it first, your damage does not count. So every other racer is a liability instead of helping the situation. Sonic is the only one helping. Also, I think it's really cool that this stage is a Mobius strip. Just like, for as much as that concept has had its impact on the Sonic series in early times. Really bringing it back to a situation where it'd actually be possible to just, like, say, screw it, gravity. Tails, I swear? See, the first time I played this, it was Wave that was giving me the issue. And I can understand, you only have... Oh goodness. You only have speed grind rails and, flight boosts to work with for them to cause problems. We're on the flight path. Tails is getting ahead without even using it, though. I don't know why they're speeding up. It's very Sonic Riders one of them to just, like, randomly be ahead. I'm restarting. I didn't want to quit game, I wanted to restart. But if, like, they get any one hit, like, that causes an issue for the flow entirely. I'm not going to be able to catch up. How long have we been live? Yeah, okay. That's sort of what I've expected. Like, I definitely had enough time to play through, if I were capable of playing through Riders. I definitely would have had time to play through both stories of the first Riders and both stories of this one. I'm gonna do something different. rings here. Perfect. Oh, what was that delay? I cannot believe this. The whole point of getting on the rail is so that when the gravity starts, you're already in the air, so you have less of a startup time for it. And it just gave me the extra startup time that time for whatever reason. Okay. As I was looking at the recording streaming time, the point is that we have plenty of time to just go on like this. Okay, sure. Maybe it's worse. Maybe it's worse. I'm not paying enough attention. Perfect. We'll just go with the max speed. That's the good stuff, I guess. Storm, I swear. And I can't control the gravity anymore. Narratively, that makes perfect sense. If I press the R button or the B button, which does the gravity boost or the drift, they don't do anything anymore. Thing I didn't mention about how the music progresses, they have it set up so that like every time you do a gravity effect, you don't it stops the music a bit. And the way that the music is set up is so that you have certain verses that it will go to after you use that, so it feels like the music is going on continuously. Like, the music is, like, distinctly separated in ways to accommodate that, which I think is neat. It really sounds like an elephant for this stage, specifically. Something to bounce off of. Even when it comes to like basic controls, just moving left and right actually has like a proper feel in this compared to Riders 1. There's so much more of a feel of like I'm not turning in any way that matters in the first Riders half the time. Also, like, the drifting is based on braking in that, so you don't have, like, the whole wind-up of gravity being an issue. But you do have the issue of sometimes it just decides you're only braking and you're not doing a turn drift. It's very clear how everything is just settled after that, but it is just settled after that.
So are you okay with all this?
Well, much as I'll miss the vastness of space, This world still has its charm.
Theoretically.
Besides,
You've never been to space, Jet. Just a few insert amount of time here, you thought you were descendant of a genie, and not, like, ancient spacefarers.
I wonder what those meteors really were. They had some programming that made them try to gather up the other units. Yeah? It activated when Eggman found the first piece and put it in the mother computer. All the robots went berserk because they were all connected to the network. At least I think that's what happened.
But who made that program?
I have no idea. Maybe the ancient Babylonians. Or maybe someone even more ancient. Maybe it was a warning for people to stay away from power beyond control.
But the people of Babylon...
I can't believe they were the descendants of aliens. They crash-landed on this planet in the ancient past. They disconnected their engine unit and left it in orbit, hoping that someday it would fall back down to the surface. Every time they saw a shooting star.
I bet they'd wish they could get back to their home planet.
Maybe that's why people started wishing on shooting stars.
Sonic!
Actually kind of a poetic ending. So yeah, like, another edition of alien interaction for this series. Like, they're not stranger to aliens. I'm just gonna play, like, a normal race while I say more stuff. We've got plenty of time. This is gonna be a short stream, though. I'll play as Blaze. I think really, though, all I have to say is I have to finish telling you about Free Riders. Because we're certainly not playing that. I do not have it. I don't have a Kinect.
Fear the power of the flames.
This is just a Sega place. Kind of like the Sega Carnival music I played. So Free Riders, there is not a lot to say, but where I left off was saying that Shadow and Rouge rolled up, just acting like they can join the team, the trios as themselves. So they literally pick up a random E-100,000 robot, like off the side of the road, and it turns out that that was fully Eggman's plan. Eggman, who is currently disguised as King Doc. I forget the full title. But because he was using that robot to record everyone's data as they race against it, which actually causes it to start overloading. Or does it? After, like, you do all of the stories, Eggman, reveals that he is himself, and is like, I have transferred all of that data collected by that robot to my gear, and now I will be the best racer. Will anyone challenge me? That was literally his whole plan. But he doesn't get the data, and you defeat him easily, because it is revealed that hiding inside that robot was Metal Sonic, who gave junk data to Eggman, and just used it for himself so he could have a 1v1 against Sonic, as with all of the gear data. Bringing back Metal's whole habit of copying characters that he showed us in Heroes, and in Triple 16-bit. And that's it. That's all that game is. It has no repercussions. It just brings back the Babylon Rogues for a bit. It's also the first game to have a new cast that is not the 4Kids cast that we've been dealing with. We're not actually going to see that for a bit. We've still got Secret Rings and Unleashed. I might need to do some different plans for Unleashed in that sense.
You'll never be a match for me.
Also, the terminology to use years of planning. I didn't want to hit restart. For Eggman was kind of a weird choice. I listened to the Japanese version, and all of the appropriate words were there, though I don't know the grammar well enough to put them together. Like, Eggman literally only got the... It's... At least, they say that Eggman only got the, only started doing this when he got his hands on the Ark of the Cosmos, and as soon as he did that, the robots started going rampage, so I don't really know how to take that, personally. But I guess we have to end there. We got a little too loud. Well, this was a side story for sure, and we're gonna do a side story again next time. And after that, I'm gonna dedicate as much time as I need to Unleashed, but, like, we'll see how that pans out. But next up is Secret Rings, and I'll probably describe Black Knight during it, because I'm not playing Black Knight. I'm never playing Black Knight again, and you can't make me. Like, I have stronger feelings about that than I do 06. So until then,